Talking basketball with Coach Marty Simmons here. Coach, school started a couple weeks ago. You always feel the energy on campus. I'm sure that extends to the basketball staff and the players also, right?
Absolutely. We had talked about this summer. We had, the players here for 8 weeks, and, they were able to take a class, and we were able to do summer workouts. The camaraderie, the guys just being able to hang out and build relationships. I thought it was really, really good. And then they had 3 weeks off to go home and be with family and recharge their battery, so to speak. And really, I think they have. They've come back with a good energy, enthusiasm, wanting to build on, some of the things that we did this summer. So we're excited.
And the obvious question this early in the year, did everybody show up that you expected? And is everybody in good health so far?
We had one kid that was a walk-on from Eureka, Trevor Heffron, super kid that decided that he just didn't want to play basketball anymore. But other than that, everybody returned, and everybody's eligible, and everybody's ready to compete this year.
I know you've already started practicing. For an old guy like me, in the old days it was October 15th was the first day, so I'm a little bit lost, and I know probably some of the other six-man club members also. What can you do now this early in the year? What are the rules?
Well, you get 8 hours a week where you can no more than 4 for basketball-related activities, and then another 4 for conditioning, weight training, so on. So what we have set up is we work with our players 5 days a week. We've got 3 days that we practice as a team for 1 hour, and then 2 days where we have 30-minute workouts for small groups. And then they're lifting weights 4 days a week, comes out to about 45 minutes a day. And then we have 2 days a week where we're doing some agility, speed ladder, dot drill, jump rope, and some conditioning. I actually saw Joey had our guys out on the football field the other day doing 100-yard sprints, and that part's good.
Do you worry at all, because the season seems to have gotten longer? I know not necessarily in games, but you start in early November now, and now if you start practice this early, do coaches get concerned? I don't like to use the word burnout, but staying sharp so when January comes and the conference season starts, you're starting to peak. Is that a concern? How do you face it?
Yeah, it is. I probably haven't done a great job of paying attention to that in the past, but this summer we really we just did a lot of skill work. Even though we did some dummy things offensively, we really didn't compete. Not a lot of 5-on-5. Just didn't want guys to get injured. Didn't want to wear them out. It is a marathon. Now that they've come back, we're kind of doing a little bit of both. We feel we may be a little bit behind, so now we're starting to do some 5-on-5, but I think that's where the game has changed tremendously. Back in the days when I was a player, there really weren't time limits on how long you could practice, and a 3-hour practice was pretty normal. There weren't very many coaches probably in today's world that practices that long. So we really communicate with our trainers and really communicate with our players, just seeing how their bodies feel. And you may go hard, for a couple days, and then that third day, more of a conditioning, dummy, skill, sharpness, but it's something that I think we'll keep an eye on. Obviously, if you have more depth, it's not as big a factor, and we feel that our team, that's something that could be a real strength for our team.
Yeah, and that leads right into the next question. This is your second year. Compare where you are right now as where you were at this point last year, and I see a big smile on your face. So I can tell without even you answering, Coach, you're going to be a little bit more happy.
Yeah, and that's it's a fair question, but we had a whole year to recruit, and just our ability as a staff to build relationships with the kids that we signed and their families, their coaches, their AAU coaches, and again, the summer, I can't emphasize that enough. I mean that it gets you on pace with everybody else because that's what they do. But for us, as a new program, it was fantastic. Same thing, same rules were there. We got 4 hours and the same in the weight room and just the ability, I really, the intangible things. I think our guys really like each other. I think they like being around each other. And I know some people think that's corny or whatever, but it's really not. It's super important because they spend so much time together, whether it's in practice or on the road, whatever it may be. So I really think that, and I think we got a lot of guys that love the game, that want to be coached, they want to grow and develop, and that's we've talked about that. I was fortunate. I played for coaches that always saw me being better than what I saw myself, and they pushed and they hugged and they did all the things from a motivational standpoint to help me achieve that. And I think that's what our staff enjoys the most, and they've done everything that we've asked to this point.
Great. Thanks, Coach. We'll do this again in a couple of weeks. We'll assess where we are after a couple more weeks of practice, and hopefully there's still a lot of smiles on your face.
Thanks, David.